really bad connection.
Okay, well, I don't see you. My thing is being really weird. I wonder, let's see, why am I not showing you? Scott Barrow. I can just mute you if I want.
Gee, thanks. Power hungry.
I know, it's like, oh, what'd you say? I can't hear you. All right, well, it doesn't show you, which is really weird. Should we try?
Give me a second. Let me see if I can get the video working on mine.
Okay.
It could just be the bad connection. I don't know.
Well, my thing said joined by audio. Do you want to try? Oh, wait, there you are.
Here I am.
All right. Well, hi. Are you working from home?
No, I'm at work.
Oh.
I found an empty conference room, so I jumped in there, and I'm like, if I don't have headphones working, I can't do this.
Oh, great. Well, it works. So, ignore I don't know if you can see how messy my house is. We've had a heat wave here, and I literally haven't left this room. Well, not literally, but going on 4 days. All right, so let's just get to it. So I emailed you this. I'm just updating our followers.
Oh, here we go.
Who don't exist in my imagination. Actually,
wait, weren't you supposed to like upload the video someplace so I can see it?
Yes, I have it in a QuickTime file, and I wanted to check with you. Do you want me just to, I can put it on Wattpad, or maybe there's like I haven't posted anything on Wattpad yet, or my website. I could put it in a Google Drive. Should I just do that?
Whatever's easiest for you. I don't have a preference.
Okay, I'll do it today. Let me figure out the best place. But I thought it came out good. It was kind of moth-like or serial. So, like the way Zoom records it, it's like, yeah, Scott Barrow is like you're in prison, really.
I thought we were going to talk about that.
I know, exactly. All right, so this is what happened. So I'll just update our fans. So we're still researching this idea that my mom had possibly a lobotomy, but I guess they call what I'm thinking she had psychosurgery. There's a bunch of kinds. And so, I think when we started this, I was kind of thinking maybe it might not be, I don't know, like I didn't know, but now I'm actually starting to think it really is. So what happened was I was looking for images of what I thought would be the kind of surgery that could have happened. And so I just kind of like did some Google searches and stuff. And I found, I'll show you the image I found. I'll post it too. But the first image I found, you see this?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's exactly it.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my God, where is this from? So I found this book and I ordered it on Amazon. It's called Violence in the Brain. And it's written by these two guys, Vernon Mark and Frank Irvin. And then when the book came, and I'm hoping, because of copyright stuff, I can use it, but they actually showed, and I'm going to post these, what these surgeries look like.
Okay.
It was actually pretty disturbing because whether or not it was this psychosurgery, that's probably what the operating room looked like anyway. So I got the book and I started reading it, and it's all about violence in the brain. And so these guys are from Mass General. So Harvard's affiliate hospital, Mass General, Mass General was like the big hospital. It's in Boston, right? So that would have been like an hour away from where Mom was. So I started doing research last night, and I did it kind of till the really late. But what I found out about this guy, so at first I thought he was still alive. So I'm like, this is perfect. I can like talk to him. And then I found his obituary, which is a bummer. He still lived in Rhode Island. He moved to Rhode Island. He had lived in Brookline in Boston and had worked at Mass General as a neurosurgeon. So like psychosurgery, according to this, is like the next phase of basically like lobotomy. Like they sever nerve fibers in the brain in order to, like in the limbic system, like I thought. So they had ones where they did like the amygdala, the thalamus, all of these different parts of that region. And it's all kind of like hypothesis. They didn't know really why it changed behavior. So these guys, so I searched this guy, Brian Mark, and there was all, like, it's the 70s, right? So it's like, there's all this like political stuff coming out in newspaper articles, mostly like Boston College and I think the Harvard newspaper. So this guy, the sum of it was, so in the 1970s, there were these like race riots and stuff like that. So this guy basically had this theory, which doesn't relate to mom, but relates to how prevalent it was then, had this theory that like violence during these riots was caused by brain disturbances. So he was promoting doing basically like lobotomies on people who were causing this violence. So he was basically saying we should lobotomize all these people who are doing race riots. And so there was like this huge reaction. He was from Harvard, and I have quotes that where he's basically saying that, or he is saying that. So he got this huge grant to set up this psychosurgery center, government grant at Harvard to do these kind of surgeries. And this is in 1970. And so in 1970, it was actually more prevalent than we thought to do these kind of surgeries. And, you know, one of the big reasons like depression or pervasive, like disturbing thoughts. And women were like, I think it was like 70% of these were done on women. And so now what I'm trying to do, like, so this guy's not around, but what I'm trying to do is to find out places in Massachusetts where they did these surgeries. But I don't actually think it's that big of a leap saying she had this kind of surgery. Oh, did I lose you?
Oh, I'm still here.
Okay, I lost your video.
The connection.
But like, I don't think it's that far of a leap to say, you know, we have these images, this brain surgery was done. One of the side effects is like disinhibition, personality disorders, kind of what we talked about. So I'm really like excited because I feel like if I can figure out if we did those at that hospital, I don't know. I mean, like if like you think about like Mass General, like when I was little and I had all these vision problems because my eye turned in, like they took me to Mass General. Like, it was not common. Like that wasn't that far from us in New Bedford. I mean, Mass General was an hour away. You know what I mean? So,
right.
And then I remember, do you remember the story mom said?
Yeah.
Being in the hospital for 6 weeks? Do you remember her?
You know, I kind of remember that. Yeah, I kind of do remember her saying it was a really long time.
Yeah, and I'm sort of, oh, go ahead.
Obviously, I was a baby, so I would have no idea, but I was a baby, so I don't really, you know, remember that duration, but I do remember her saying it was a really long time.
Right, because I have the story that I remember was her story of the whole surgery was that she had a headache. She went to the hospital. I do remember she had very severe depression. Now I'm remembering she had agoraphobia too, where she was afraid to leave the house. And so she had these mental illnesses. And then she said that she had this headache, and then she went to the hospital and they did brain surgery. And the story that I remember, and I'm sure if you don't remember, I'm sure Jerry can corroborate this, was that she went into a coma. This is what she remembered, that she went into a coma for 6 weeks and everyone thought she was going to die. They gave her last rites. Dad was crying at her bedside, which I'm like, that's a bit of a stretch. Maybe he was.
Okay, we'll go with it.
Right, we'll go with it. So my dad, he wasn't having an affair. Instead, he was crying at her bedside. Okay, so he's crying at her bedside saying, please don't die. I'll do anything. Please don't die. Again.
Yeah.
But maybe there was some truth to that. I mean, maybe he signed off on the surgery and something went wrong. And then her story goes on to say that she was dying. The priest came in and gave her last rites. Now, whatever. And then she's on an escalator going up. You remember the story? And there's a white light at the end of the escalator. And on the other side, another escalator going up. And she sees all these people that she loved, and it's this warm feeling. Do you remember the story? You're back on video.
I do remember.
You remember the story? And then
oh, great. I do, yeah.
Yes. So she's like waving to people on this escalator. And then she's like, but wait a minute, they're all dead. And then she woke up. So that's her story. So I don't know, like a part of me, if she did have this surgery, maybe something went wrong, because all the videos we have of her with her shaved head, her hair would have grown, like she would have had bandages, you know, like, and it doesn't really take that long.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
because she had short hair. A lot of movies and stuff with her having really short hair, but hair, not like.
right.
Yeah.
Right. So I wonder, I mean, I'm starting to really wonder if I should just call or text Mimi and say, can you just ask your mom what happened, like during that surgery? Or, you know, when can you ask your mom, who hates me and tried to exorcise the devil from me? She literally did. They literally tried to exorcise the devil from me. Another story for another investigation.
For another season. For another season of Sleuth's Sister.
On the Barrow Saga. So many stories, so little time. But maybe she could ask Aunt Judy, or we could ask Aunt Brenda. We could ask Aunt Brenda.
So, but we're assuming that this information was shared readily with the rest of the family. You know, so if Dad made this agreement to, you know, have this psychosurgery done on Mom, that he told everyone, oh yeah, she had a lumbotomy, you know?
Well, I don't think that. I mean, Terry's theory on this, I talked to her a while ago, was that Nana and Dad did it on purpose. I maybe Nana knew. I don't know. My opinion, I don't think they did it on purpose, because I kind of know how these things work. Like, I, in my medical training, have seen this many times. No, but I mean, like just having like this, like having, I don't know, like this relationship with doctors, or like in my research that I just got totally slammed on. I mean, things like the surgeries of the day or the treatment of the day are presented as really positive. Like in this book, I don't know, this guy seems really evil to me, like the more I read about him. But in this book, and in there, like I read a lit review on kind of surgeries, they're promoting that it's good, you know, that it helps, it's better than shock therapy, all their theories. Anyway, so I don't think Dad did it on purpose. I wouldn't think that. And he might not tell people after he saw what happened because of it.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you get a grant, like they're going to grant to do it and stuff like that, that they probably were just, like you said, trying to talk people into agreeing to do it. So they painted out as a perfect scenario, right? I mean,
right. And I think Mom's symptoms were persistent and severe enough, because that was the thing. Like, have they gone through 30 days of therapy or something? I'm like, whatever.
30 days.
Yeah, something like that. Something like we have to try 30 days of therapy.
I did read this. Sorry. Yeah. Have you tried
carrot
juice? So I did read this one website. Oh, can you hear me now?
It's going in and out a little bit.
Hold on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
All right. Let me just turn it off, the video. So I did read this one website where they were talking about psychosurgeries. And in 1970 to like 72, U.S. was doing about 400 psychosurgeries a year. And about 200 of them, the patients had no history of psychosis.
Really?
Yeah.
And you know, this guy, I do know, like he was like the biggest person when he was at Mass General. So, and they had a center for it. So I bet a lot of those surgeries were there.
Totally. Yeah.
You know? And Mom fit the picture of it like perfectly. You know, it was like there were some of these, like I read this lit review last night of like all the reports on it, and some of the case studies were like, you know, this woman was angry and now she's able to fulfill her wife and mother duties again. Or there was like a kid they did it on in an institution, and they literally said in the case study, am I being really loud? What? No, it's I think 11:30. Sorry, I was interrupted by my husband. I told him never to come into the studio while recording. But anyway.
It was the red light on?
Right, the red light's on. And I have a guy out in the green room stopping people. Anyway. Yeah, but this kid, like in the case study, they said, and now he's like the pet of the ward. He's docile and easy to get along with. I don't know. It was just so fucked up, messed up.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna post. So I'll send you these pictures.
Yeah, do it.
I feel like there's got to be a way to figure out. I mean, I was thinking like if she had a stroke and they had to do surgery, she would have had some other, like she would have been paralyzed or she would have had slurred speech.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the only
like, hold that picture up again where they showed the holes in the back of the head.
All right, it's a little
That's like-
lower than mom's.
Not much, though. I mean, yeah, not much.
Not much, and they also did X-rays to map it, so the holes weren't always in the same place. But can you see? Like, I don't know if you can see, but how they did it was they would do it. They would map it, and then they would make these holes, and then they actually put wires in there and burn the structures they wanted to burn.
Oh,
Yeah, in the brain. And sometimes they use hot wax.
what?
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Oh.
And this guy, I mean, like, this guy is such an ass. I mean, I just feel like I'm just going to start swearing a lot. But like there's a case which I read about online, and it's in here. And it was this woman here. And so they show her after surgery. And then here she is having a violent episode after surgery.
Wow. Which she wasn't violent before.
No, she had epilepsy and she had violent outbursts, but it's really creepy. So I'm going to figure this out. I mean, I feel like it's like I've done stuff like this before. I feel like it's one Google search away. I just have to or one old newspaper search away or something. Like I just have to figure out if
so we can narrow it down though. So do you, like, obviously I was born in 1970 in June. So it was like 2 weeks later or 6 weeks later after I was born, or how frequent?
For some reason I keep thinking August, but I don't know. Okay.
Well, we know it was probably before September or October. So we could look from July through September.
So what are we going to look for? That's what I keep wondering.
All right, let's think about this. There's got to be some kind of record of this. Maybe not at St. Luke's, but you got to think at like Master. What about like, I mean, if it was like a government-funded thing, wouldn't they have all the records of it?
Oh yeah, that would be public. I was also thinking one easy way. I mean, we could get more information about mom from Aunt Brenda and what happened when she came back and that kind of stuff. But maybe I could call Mass General and say, do you have a list of hospitals, not affiliated, but somehow, like somebody's got to have a list of hospitals where, like maybe this guy attended. I mean, if this guy,
would it be unheard of? It was a 50-minute drive to Boston.
Right, and so
it's not that big of a deal.
Right, and if they brought her in, and there happened to be someone who trained under this guy, and they're like, there's this new surgery that treats this kind of stuff. And if dad said, yeah, she's off and on had this, which she probably did because of the 4 pregnancies, then, because all they want to see is like I don't even know that they necessarily wanted to see it, but if she went in there depressed and if she was saying things like, the voices are telling me to kill the children, or I can't leave the house, or if, what I mean? Or if like another thing is, maybe she took pills or something. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe that's why the stretcher came. I mean,
yeah. You know what though? What I'm thinking is like maybe she had the surgery at Mass General and not at St. Luke's.
Oh.
Because it's a short drive.
Right. And someone like Aunt Brenda might know that, or I don't think Aunt Judy's. I mean, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, she won't know.
I mean,
Aunt Brenda, or I'm trying to think who else would maybe know.
I mean, Aunt Betty.
I don't think we should bring in Aunt Betty.
Yeah, no, because she didn't like last time I tried to ask her.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard for her. That's, all of her.
Yeah. Yeah, but maybe Aunt Brenda would know. But I also think we should just look at like surgeries. at
Yeah.
Mass General, psychosurgeries in Mass General in 1970 between July and September.
Well,
What's the name of that doctor?
his name was Vernon Mark, and there was a guy named Sweet, Sweet, and then this guy's Irvin. But the big guy is Vernon H. Mark,
Okay.
and he.
Yeah, let's start searching that with like Mass General psychosurgeries and put his name.
I did that, and he has that whole. He set up a violence and psychosurgery center with government money. But I wonder if I called Mass General and said, where would I find a list of grant-funded research?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, maybe like because I know like in federally funded research projects, all that information's public, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about medical, but it wouldn't have any identifying information, but maybe it would say, I don't know, I know there's a link. I know there is.
Mother of three from New Bedford, Fairhaven, Massachusetts. And
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So I guess, I mean,
do me a favor, text me their names again, if you don't mind.
No, yeah.
That's crazy. I'm with you. I think she definitely had it.
I do too.
Yeah.
I mean, not 100. I'm like 80%.
Yeah, 80% is valid for sure.
Right, and that's, you know what? That's how I do research. You can ask my advisors who won't pass my proposal. That's exactly how I do it. No, actually, it went well yesterday because what's really interesting is that basically the research I'm doing, I was like, it's kind of weird how these things play out in life. Like the research I'm doing is based on these assumptions that this medical doctor who's on my committee are like, these assumptions are wrong. You're going to be part of a terrible period in autism research history if you don't fix what you're saying is true. And what I'm saying is what everyone's saying, but that quickly. So I just texted you. Anyhow.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, so you'll look it up. I'm going to send you these pictures. And
Okay.
I'm going to just keep looking. And I feel like we have to talk to Aunt Brenda, or I'm just not in touch with most of those people. I mean, I could just, I could just email her and just say, I know I blocked you. No hard feelings when I blocked you and you liked one of my pictures and I deleted it. No hard feelings on this end.
Do you think Aunt Earldine would be the best resource?
I feel like Aunt Earldine hates me, even though I haven't talked to her in 40 years.
No, I don't think so. I talked to her a few years ago. I don't think so.
Oh, really?
I think she's the most intelligent out of everyone. That sounds mean, so if this is aired, I feel bad. But
we call other people in.
But I do. I think she's the most level-headed, yeah, I think she would probably be a better resource.
Can you call her and then can you like play it out on like I did this where I called St. Luke's for the records. I put it through auxiliary so you could hear it.
Yeah.
Can you do that? And then after ask her if it's okay if it's recorded.
Oh, do I have to ask her?
I don't know.
I'm not like a federal agent or.
Like, say we become really famous from this. I'm just saying, right? And we like change the face of multimedia storytelling.
Of psychosurgery. No, so I tell you what I'm going to do. I'll find a way to call her. I'm not going to if there's information worthy. Then I'll call her back and say, hey, can I record it or whatever? But we'll have the first one for information.
Yeah, just take notes or whatever. And
well, audio notes.
Right, but are you going to record the first one?
Yeah, but only for my own personal research.
Right. I think you can do that. And according to my ethical rules of research, 100% fine. I tell you, one of my professors who I totally like, I look up to this woman more than anybody, and she does anthropological cultural research. And I was like, well, how do you get through human subjects? She's like, you lie. Because you're promoting, like, but she's a good person. She's ethical, but she's like, anyway, that doesn't sound ethical. Now I sound really terrible. And like this guy.
You lie. You give them alcohol, they'll start talking more. And
you inject them with mood altering drugs. Anyway, that sounds terrible, but I'm not doing medical research, if that's any better.
All right, well, listen,
whatever, I'm putting that out.
I need to get back to work.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye.
Love you too. Bye.